You're getting the concepts right, what I am
Yes,
saying.
yes, I am actually. I because I was sick, I haven't actually gotten a time to put everything together and revise. But I'll
Mhm.
try doing it this weekend. But yeah, I am getting the things.
Okay, good, good, good. So tomorrow you are available, right? Saturday, Sunday you are not available.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, I will not be there. Tomorrow, I'll be there.
Okay. Same time.
Mhm.
Daily,
Yeah,
this
same
is the
time.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you want to do an hour early tomorrow, I can do it. I don't have any issues.
Okay, okay. I will check it out.
Yeah. Okay,
I will
let me
update.
know. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow, if you want to do finish it early, we can do it.
Yeah, I will update you anyway.
So we actually were gonna do the test design techniques.
Yeah. So before going for tester design techniques, we
Mm-hmm.
have to know few concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We covered test planning. Okay.
Yes.
Yesterday I shown you the complete documentation part also. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to develop the cases and set up the environment according to the specifications. Like if the person, I mean to say the automation testing engineer is going to generate the script that should be set up depend upon the features what to be tested, what not to be tested, and then execution takes place. Then the if there is no defects in an application, then completely cycle test cycle will be closure takes place. This is a rough figure of software tester life cycle. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, okay, we are doing functional validation, test for functional validation on the Facebook app. Okay, first, if you want to launch the application, what we have to do,
No.
open the
Um,
browser, type
One
valid.
second.
Yeah.
Shiva, one second. I think I lost on over here. So the one that you're talking about right now, this comes under what?
This is comes under the test steps. See, before going test case development, I said no.
Okay.
Test case development. After planning, we have test case development. Okay,
Right.
yeah. Before to prepare and execute the test cases, we have to develop the test cases. Okay, like this,
Mm-hmm.
we can able to design the test cases. Okay, scenario, normally scenario I will teach you later part. I'm focusing on step and condition. How to prepare the case, test case according to steps and conditions. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, my aim is to launch the application and enter
Mm-hmm.
a valid URL in the address, address bar of the browser. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the data what we have to insert in the your address bar is facebook.com. That is the test data.
Mm-hmm.
What is the expected behavior? System should open.
The
System
Facebook
should,
page.
yeah, display the AB from the server which is requested from the client machine. What is the
Mm-hmm.
actual behavior? System should able to display Facebook. System should able to display Facebook. If it is displaying, then expected behavior and actual behavior is met. Hence, the
Mm-hmm.
test is passed. If it is there is a deviation between these two things, the test is failed. Then raise a defect, a reported defect to the developer. Developer will be going to debug it. Again, it will be retested. If there is no defects are there after completion of retesting, then test closure test is. That is the basic fundamental thing. Yeah, this is the This is to launch the application. Now, check for valid credentials of login build. After getting the page, after getting the
Mhm.
page, you have to check whether the data what we inserted in user ID password is valid or not, should be tested out. Yeah. For this, the step is enter valid user ID and valid password. Click on login button. The test data is user ID and the password value. Expected behavior is it is set to be as system should able to log in. Okay, system should able to log in. Okay, actual behavior is the page is not getting even though when we inserted valid credentials. Hence, test is failed. A test is failed.
Mhm.
If the test If the test is failed, then what we have to do? Report the defect to the developer. Developer will debug it. Again, it comes to the testing environment for retesting. Okay. When the test is failed, there will be a defect. Testers report to the developer. He will rectify. Testers will do retesting. Okay. This is all about the test case design with respect of the expect an actual behavior. Normally, I said I didn't say about insertion of test steps and conditions according to the template. If you go for manual testing, we have a manual templates. It where the templates comes and prepared in the Excel sheet. So this is the template, test case template. I will teach you what is it exactly after some time or tomorrow. Okay.
Mhm.
Now I this okay. This is comes under case. And now tell me what is test scenario. Yesterday I said no. What is test scenario?
All the possible areas have to be tested.
All the possible areas to be tested. Okay. This is what the definition, right? All the areas to be tested. Possible areas to be tested. All the possible areas to be tested. All the possible conditions to be tested is nothing but a case. All the possible areas to be tested. Okay, that is a test scenario. Now, tell me in Facebook app, Facebook app, see, based on this test cases, what is exactly, how can you derive the scenario? What is the difference between test scenario and test case?
In test scenario, we test everything that is possible to be tested, like exploring each part on the page. Supposing the login, then once you put in like the valid username, the valid password, then we also test like the send button, then the trash option. Whatever options like features are on the page, we have to test each one.
Exactly, very
But-
good. All the
Mm,
possible areas to be tested. Whatever
mm,
what the features it is there on this particular page that should be tested. This all should be covered. This thing covered. This thing should cover. This all
mm,
things covered. That is called as a scenario.
mhm.
All the possible areas to be tested. Next, what the test case means? Test case
Test
means
cases,
pos-
like we just took the example of Facebook, where you have like steps, how we do the test. So all
very
the steps for doing the test is called the test case.
very good, very good. Now, see, tell me here how to prepare the test case for this.
For the Facebook thing,
Hmm. credentials, valid
Like
credentials.
we are going to start with the login page first. So we will put in a valid URL for the page first, Facebook page, like facebook.com. So once we do the enter, it should display the Facebook page. If that's like the expected behavior. So the actual behavior is the system displays the page. Then it's a pass test. If the system does not display the page, then the test fails.
Yeah, good.
And for example, we pass the test, supposing like we take the scenario where it passes the test. Then we are going to jump on to the next one. Once it opens up the page, then we are going to check in the login credentials. We put in like a valid username, valid password, then we
Mm,
should be able to log into that page. If
exactly.
we log in, if the page displays, means it passed the test. But if we get an error message saying the password, sorry, the user ID slash password does not match, then it's like a fail.
Very good. Okay, so case comes under steps. Steps,
Mhm,
how many possible preconditions to be tested is called case. So we have one, two, three, four possible ways of testing. These four steps, this
mhm,
one condition is valid, valid. Second condition is invalid, valid. Third condition is valid, invalid. Fourth condition
mhm,
is invalid, invalid. So
mhm.
this all comes under test steps. Test steps, which covers positive as well as negative testing in functionality of test case. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So check for valid credentials. And next, what we have to do? Check for invalid credentials. One thing. Check for invalid credentials. See, in invalid, all the three areas will be covered here. See, observe carefully. See, these all
Mhm,
things will be covered here. Okay, invalid, valid, valid, invalid, invalid, invalid. Only
mhm.
valid credential is only one test step, whereas invalid credentials are three possible test steps. Okay, launch the application and enter the URL address of the browser. Okay, case one, two, and for valid credential, of course, we give test three step. And for check for invalid credentials. So here
Mhm,
we focus on test step four. Yeah, enter
mhm,
valid user ID and invalid password. Then click on login button. Okay, that is the test step 4. Now tell me what is the test data. Okay, user ID. See, valid
mhm,
user ID means orbit. Suppose I'm saying orbit,
mhm.
whatever it may be. And next, password.
That's right. Mhm.
Okay,
That's India.
password. Yeah, IND. And not I'm giving the total India. Only IND means it is a
Okay.
invalid data. Okay,
Mhm.
this is called as test data. And coming to the expected behavior, what happens? Tell me.
It should not log in because we haven't put in the valid password.
System should not able to log in. Instead of
Mhm.
that, instead of that, what we have to do? Instead of that, it should
Give an error
display
message.
a
Error message.
pop-up message
Mm.
saying that
User ID slash password does not match.
yeah, please
Mhm.
insert valid password. Okay, it's said to be as a system should not able to log in. See, I'm giving you paperwork. Don't confuse here. This
Mhm.
all scenario should be applicable for real application also. Later part, don't worry. Okay,
Mhm.
it is said to be as a system should not able to log in. Instead of that, it should display a pop-up message saying that please enter valid password. That is the
Mhm.
expected behavior. What is in the actual behavior then? How can you?
Actual
Yeah,
actual behavior is same that the message is displayed.
yeah, very good. If it is as usual, according as per expected, yeah, you can write like this also. If it is matching as per expected behavior, okay,
Error message displayed.
as per expected behavior, then pop-up message should be displayed.
Mhm.
Pop-up message should be, yeah, of course, as per expected behavior means everything will come here as per expected behavior. Hence, what happens?
It
Test,
passes the test.
exactly. That is the thing. Test log is test is passed. Okay. When we give an 8 to data, it should not allow, right? Okay, that is called as a test is passed. It is not failed. Test is passed
Mhm.
according to the requirement. Okay.
Yes, because
Likewise,
when the expected
ah,
behavior and the actual behavior matches, it passes the test. If they don't match, then it fails the test.
exactly, exactly. Then raise a defect. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So expected behavior specification says actual behavior application output says. Okay,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Right.
And similarly, rest of the things also same. Okay. So in the steps, in the scenario, we have a case. All the
Mhm.
possible areas to be tested. We have to cover all the scenarios, not only these
Mhm.
objects, and even static object also. It is a link, and this is the static text. It should also be covered. Okay, uh, and the scroll options should be covered, and
Mhm.
say we have different types of languages that should be covered. Everything should be covered. Likewise, we can focus on preparation of the functional validation of the Facebook. Okay? This is test scenario. Yeah. Now tell me, all the possible areas to be tested means, suppose in a Facebook we have so many. So if you take a and we have to do only Facebook here. Now tell me, what are the modules it contains Facebook?
I'm sorry, what about the thing? The modules you said?
Modules in the sense builds individual pages.
So it's gonna be all the different features on it. Like we have different parts on the Facebook. We have the login,
Hmm.
then other buttons, like the profile.
Okay,
Then your friends list is there.
the friend list.
Mm,
Okay, so many modules. Okay,
right.
this all, each and every module should be covered. What are the objects it is there in this build should be covered. That is called as
Mhm.
scenario. That is called as scenario. If
Right.
you want to, so here test case means what I said. Test case is a
These are the further steps which we use to check each part of the test scenario.
exactly very good. All the possible
Mm,
preconditions,
mhm,
preconditions to be tested, to be tested. So like
mhm,
in a log, suppose if you take login build. Okay. Example, login builder. Okay. In login build, we have to do all these steps. It is for
Mhm.
this is for um, in one step, and this is a one step, and this is a one step, and this is a one step. Likewise, it may contain 7 8 steps also sometimes.
Mhm.
Everything should be designed like this, but we cannot design in this format. We have to keep in a Excel sheet.
Right.
I will tell you. I will tell you how to keep these all things in Excel sheet. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
This is the thing where we have to analyze the scenarios. And next, here valid credentials, invalid credentials, and next
Mhm.
invalid user ID, valid user ID, invalid password. Next, invalid user ID, valid password, invalid user
Then
ID, invalid password.
the password.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can get four possible ways to test
Right.
this build, this object, this frame.
Mhm.
This is nothing but one frame. In this frame,
Mhm.
we have two edit boxes, one button, one link, one two buttons, one link, two edit boxes. Okay,
Mhm.
this is one sort of a
Okay.
frame. Okay,
Mhm.
like that,
Right.
we have to focus on this. Okay, based on the
Mhm.
domain knowledge, what we have, what are the modules we have, what is the if you go for an automation, you have to require for a uh, automation generated scripts also that should be analyzed. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
All the possible precondition test to be tested means each and every build should be covered with all the scenarios like positive as well as negative data. Positive as well as negative data. That is called as a case. And a
Mhm.
scenario means to cover, validate the functionality of login, validate the functionality of profile, validate the functionality of friend list. This is three
Mhm.
options are called as test scenarios. But case is only login build, which should cover all the possible conditions. That is called as a case. Is it clear for you?
So it's basically we can say first comes the test scenario.
Hmm.
Then
Then
under the
case.
test scenario, we have the test cases,
Very
and
good.
under the test cases, we have the steps.
Hmm. Under the steps, we have conditions.
Right.
Okay, that is the flow.
Mhm.
Now, not only this, we have traceability matrix also. See, this is a traceability
Methods.
matrix.
Mhm.
What it is, mapping all functional areas to be tested.
Mhm.
Mapping all functional requirements into the corresponding test cases. To be
Mhm.
tested means we have to prepare the test cases based on traceability matrix. Means should not leave one an individual requirement. That is
Mhm.
mandatory to cover all the functionalities. Yet if you prepare a matrix, what happens? We cannot skip. It is there is no chance to skip single requirement, single functional requirement. That's why
Mhm.
it's called as a matrix. I will
Yeah, we have like different things that come under that. First thing is we have to look at the specifications and the requirements. Then we develop the cases. Then we get the results.
mm,
And last is based on the results, we have to see what kind of issues we have, if there are any defects or any errors.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this thing should be analyzed. See here. Now it is a Gmail application. I will show you the I will distinguish the introduction of the template data part. Now this is a Gmail application. What it's saying, In a GPN application, we have login, inbox, compose, center, spam, or trash. In most of the cases, we will use these objects only, these bits only frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the requirement traceability ID is saying? 1.1 requirement or description scenario, validate functionality of login build. Next, validate the functionality of inbox module, validate the functionality of compose module, validate the functionality of sent module, validate the functionality of spam module and trash module. This is called a scenario. In each and every scenario we have a case references.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For individual login build for Facebook, I said likewise, after preparing the cases, how many steps you can get, that numerical value will be captured here. 9 or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it may be. According to the requirement, according to the steps, what you designed for the cases. Okay, that is called as a case reference, and this is called as a scenario reference. Okay, and
Right.
similarly the data I will teach you later. Slowly we go. Okay, so this is Gmail application. For a login we have functionality of login build. This is scenario description and this is a module name. Inbox module validate, compose, send, spam, or trash. Likewise, a requirement is a Gmail app, and the scenario ID should also be very important, because you got one test is failed here. Yeah, your test is failed here. Suppose your test is failed. In which step the test is failed? Test step 4. Where it is in this case, we have to write the case value ID also. We have to provide the case. These things I will clearly tell you later. But case ID also. In this case ID, we have a step ID. For this case ID, we have a reference called scenario ID, TS001. Okay, for this build, what I'm saying. Okay, so likewise, we can going to prepare the scenario IDs and the traceability IDs. This is not required actually. Basically, this will be done by the high-end person. Okay, they will provide. They will also create these things. Sometimes they will provide the scenario for us by creating the IDs based on the ID value and the number of test case ID values here. With this case ID name, the requirement ID name, and the scenario ID is this. Based on scenario case ID, we have to find out the defect in a particular functionality. So this is the reference, isn't it? You're getting now. This is the
Mm-hmm.
reference. This is a reference where to analyze what type of testing we did and how whether the defect is rectified or not should be analyzed. Because now in this scenario TS01, we have TC001. Tomorrow it will be 0.0.2. The scenario is same, but the ID may change. Why? Because it is found the defect and fixed by the developer, and is the case ID will be changed. Depending upon that, again, based on the ID, what it contains, we can do retesting. That is the foremost value. So don't confuse here. I will teach you each and every task during in execution of a project.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So up to now you have to know this, and we have a traceability matrix ID also, but it is not required. That will be done by the head person. But we have to know test case ID, scenario ID, and a case ID. Depend upon the suppose this will be provided by the higher end people sometimes. Otherwise, they will not provide me. You have to prepare the ID names for scenario and case. Likewise, we have to do scenario, case, step, under step, we have a positive, negative conditions. Okay, this is our overall scenario. Then I will focus on defect report later, not now. After knowing the testing types. Okay, got it. All the possible areas to be tested. See, login, box, center, transparent, compose. What is the example means? Validate the functionality of login build, validate the functionality of inbox build, like that.
Okay.
Whereas in cases we have all the possible conditions which covers positive, negative cases, steps.
Mhm.
And next, based on design techniques, we can able to create the test data. We can able to create test data. Based on test design techniques, we create test data for functional validation. Based on test design techniques, we create test data for functional validation. Now, observe carefully how many types of test design techniques. We can find combinations of test design techniques. Okay. Okay. Boundary value analysis. What is meant by boundary value? Boundary means range. I said about first and foremost principle for testing is what? Exhaustive testing. Did you remember?
Which part?
Exhaustive testing. I said in testing principle.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Did you remember? Yeah. Can you tell what is meant by exhaustive testing?
Is it the one that we spoke about yesterday, like when we start the testing, it's called the entry criteria? Is,
Entry
is that
criteria.
the one we are talking?
Pardon?
Is that what we are talking here? The
No, no,
EVTX?
not ETVX. ETVX not. I'm asking exhaustive testing, where we have to insert all the possible inputs should be tested. That is called exhaustive testing. Suppose if you
Oh,
are
user testing. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. User testing.
yeah,
Okay.
if you have the data in between 7 to 12, imagine it should be this range only. Less than 7, more than 13 should not be accepted. If 13 cannot be accepted, means 14 also obviously cannot be accepted. The data what you inserted to the particular field, right? So no need to go for all the possible areas to be tested. But how to test this type of a data? Like minimum how much? What is minimum? Minimum data.
7,
Very good. Minimum is 7. Minimum plus 1.
8.
Very good. Maximum.
Maximum will be 12, 13, 12 plus 1.
Maximum plus 1 is 30. Very good. If you give 7 values to the edit box, it pass or fail?
If it is what? 7. If it is 7, it will pass. And if it is less than 7, it should fail.
Fail. Very good. If you give 8 test,
8 is within the boundaries.
Yeah, 8 value, when you set 8 value also be passed.
Mm. But if it's 13, then it should fail.
Yeah, more than 12, it should be fail.
Mm.
Second is coming pass. Okay. Okay. Minus 1. That is 6. Here what happens? Test fail. Maximum 12 pass. Here also test
Fail.
fails. Maximum minus 1. 11. Test pass. So, like this, we can prepare for each and every field what we have a particular object here and validate these features based on this design technique. Based on this design technique. Okay. So see, depend upon the requirement, it may have that what we say alphanumeric values or whatever it may be. So BVA means boundary value analysis. See here, this is the condition. This is a condition to insert a username field. Alphanumeric only. Okay, start with alphabet, minimum 6, maximum 40. See, minimum 6 character accepted, valid. Maximum 40 accepted, valid. Minimum plus 1, 7 characters accepted, valid. Maximum minus 1, 39 characters accepted, valid. What is the rest of the invalid case? Minimum minus 1, 5, and maximum plus 1, 41. It should not be accepted. This should be accepted, this should not be accepted. This is called as range of the particular technique. With respect of the range, we have to do testing. That is called as boundary value analysis. And next we have ECP, equivalence class partition. What is accepted, the options, and what is invalid, what is valid and invalid. See, alphanumeric means cap alphanumeric means alphabet as well as number is called as alphanumeric, but it doesn't said about uppercase or lowercase. So we have to accept capital, small, and 0 to 9. And it's saying that the condition must tend to start with alphabet. So start with alphabet. It is a valid. The special characters is not accepted. That is called as invalid. Of course, for minimum 6, maximum 40, we prepare the boundary range. What are the data? I will tell you these things. So this is called as BVA and it is called as ECP, equivalent class partition. Equivalence class partition. Like okay.
Okay, so basically the difference between the two is in boundary we are given the
Hmm.
specific numbers like 0 to 9 or 1 to 2, 1 to 10 or 7, whatever numbers are given. But in equivalence partitioning, we are not given any boundaries.
Yeah,
It's just a
but
general one, more general, like alphanumeric. It could be any number of words or any number of alphabets.
yeah, depend
Okay.
upon the depend upon the
Mhm.
what we say, the date, depend upon the date. Okay, so this is called as boundary value analysis, and this is ECP, equivalence class partition. Equivalence class partition. You're getting no boundary value analysis and ECP. So alphanumeric only, like user ID field. Take user ID field. This is the condition. Based on this, we have to prepare a BVA as well as ECP. Yeah, it's clear? Any doubt?
Right. No.
Okay.
Mhm.
And extra design decision table testing. So, see, it's clearly provided here. Now, this is the use case flow. A login process allows user ID and password to authenticate user from data model. User ID allows 4 to 19. So 4 to 19 means minimum 4 pass, 19 pass. Rest of the thing, it is failed. Less in between 4 to 19, it is passed. Rest of the thing, it is failed. And similarly, password also. But see here, along with alphanumerics, it is a user ID and password allows 48 characters long with alphabets and lowercase. Here they
Mhm.
given a condition called lowercase that should be treated in the next step. See successful enter password. The range what they given 4 to 8. So this is 48. And next alphabet and lowercase. It should be 4 to 8 characters, alphabet and lowercase. What is valid, what is invalid? Alphabet A to Z. Small letter set will be only the acceptable value for password. Rest of the thing is invalid. Okay, because lowercase and alphabet only. The clearly the requirement is same. Depending upon that, we have to do that. It's clear? Yeah. Hello.
Can you repeat the last part again? I'm a little lost on this one, the decision table testing.
Yeah. Decision. No, I'm saying about boundary value and ECP.
Mhm.
And I didn't went to decision table testing. See here. Okay. So what it's saying, user ID allows 4 to 19
Mhm.
characters long with alphanumerics. It's saying 4
Mhm.
means minimum 4 characters we type into the build. It is
Mhm.
accepted now should be tested.
Mhm.
Minimum minus 1 means 3. Fail.
Mhm.
Minimum plus 1, 5. Pass. Maximum 19. Pass. Maximum minus 1. Pass. Maximum plus 1. Fail. So this is a boundary value analysis. Based on the
Mhm.
range, we do it. Coming
Right.
to equivalence class partition, what is the valid, what is invalid should be written. See, here it is saying alphanumeric values. It should accept alphanumeric values, but didn't
Mhm.
said whether the data is uppercase or lowercase. So you have to consider all the things. Small a to z, capital to z, and 0 to 9. Alphanumeric means number as well as character. You're getting what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Invalid means, see, alphanumeric all covered, only special characters and blanks. Data is invalid. Rest of the thing is valid. Okay. This is
Mm-hmm.
for user ID and this is for password, 4 to 8 characters. Okay. 4 pass, 3 fail, 4 plus 1, 5 pass, 8 pass, 7 pass, but 9 fail. Valid is, what is valid? So it is giving the alphabet, it should accept only alphabet, but should be lowercase, the condition.
Mm-hmm.
So small letter should only accepted in the valid data and rest of the thing is invalid. Like that, you
Mm-hmm.
have to prepare boundary value analysis and equivalence class partition. Okay,
Right.
is it clear?
Yeah, so basically, when we make a table where we have both the boundary value on one side and equivalence partitioning on the other side, this
Exactly.
whole table is called the decision table, right?
Whole table is called as,
Decision table.
no, no, no. Ah, okay, okay. Sometimes it might be like that only. See, test case, say, case one, 2, 3, 4. So what
Mm-hmm.
it's saying, decision table testing. So here also, see here, all the possible values should be tested. Means what I'm saying, try to understand. I'm giving a username, password value.
Mm-hmm.
Inputs are 4 values: valid, 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 invalid, invalid, valid, invalid, invalid. Four,
Right.
four possible ways should be
Mm-hmm.
tested. Then how
Mm-hmm.
you do testing? Valid, valid, click on submit. Okay. If if one data is invalid, the rest of the value is also, total result should be failed. See, uh, remember carefully, observe carefully. I'm doing 3 actions so here. First, inserting a username, inserting a
Mm-hmm.
password, and clicking on submit. Okay, so this is better, I think. See, product ID, customer type, quantity, price. One, 2, 3, 4 fields. One,
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 fields means uh, 2, 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. Okay. Uh, 4, 4, 4 to the 8, right? 2 into
Mm-hmm.
4. 2 into 4. Okay. 2 into 4. 8 possible ways should be prepared with respect of decision table testing. So what it's saying, decision table testing is helpful to derive the test cases if function is depending on multiple inputs. If you have only 2 objects, you can do easily. But if your build consists of multiple objects, based on 2 which is divided by the objects, sorry, not multiplied with the objects, how many it contains, that that much time, that much data will be prepared, and this type of data is called as decision table testing. Decision table testing. So observe carefully. I'm giving the customer type, quantity, price. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, the output is should be yes only. Rest of the things, if you are not giving the data, it throws an error. This all comes under negative data. The positive data is only giving a positive value. But how many types of negative data will be occurred means 8 times, including valid and invalid cases. That is called as a decision table testing. If your build consists of multiple inputs, depend upon 2 into the objects, for how many objects we have, up to that limit, the data will be reviewed and analyzed, which is going to be derive the test cases. You're getting?
Yep.
That's called as decision table testing. And next, state transition testing. Sometimes, see, now you tell me, write a test case, write a test cases for ATM withdraw card. Now I ask you to write a test case for ATM withdraw card. Then how can you start testing?
Say that one more time.
Write a test case for ATM withdraw amount, not card, amount. Withdraw amount. Okay. I want to draw some amount in ATM machine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For this, prepare one test case.
For ATM withdraw.
Yeah.
So we are actually gonna start with like when we insert the card first, it should accept it.
Very good. Next.
So we are gonna verify the card insertion first.
Next.
Then it should actually display the different options of like if you want to deposit or if you want to withdraw.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Before that, actually, the machine should accept the card when we
Very good.
insert the card, and then it should ask you for the PIN number.
Very good.
Mm. So if we put in the valid PIN number, it should
Mm.
accept the PIN, it should accept it. But if we put in like a wrong PIN number, then a message should be displayed saying invalid PIN number.
Okay.
And before, actually, you know what? I missed one step. Supposing if our card is expired, the machine should say that it's not a valid card, it's an
Very good.
expired card.
Very good.
So
Here,
the card has to be accepted, then the PIN number has to be accepted.
very good. Very good. Only PIN number only you are inserting the test data. Rest of the things are you inserting the test data? No. If you want to draw the amount, then you insert the data. If you insert a PIN number, then you insert the data. But rest of the things are you inserting the data?
Um, yeah, we are inserting the data like the card number when we put in, it's automatic, like it takes the data from the card with your account details and everything. So we don't
No,
have to.
not the system. I'm asking you
Uh-huh.
as an end user.
Uh-huh.
You are inserting only user PIN number and amount, right? Rest of the thing is done by
By the machine itself
automation.
because the
Okay.
it,
If,
yeah,
if
it automatically encrypts the details from the card.
exactly. If your
Hmm.
data is not available,
If your data is not
it is
available,
not
basically
available,
means there
then
is going to be an error message.
data, suppose if at all any transaction is done, if for every any kind of an application without data, how can you do testing means that is called as state transition technique. If you doesn't require if you doesn't require the data, then then we focus on state transition testing. Means simply I'm saying, suppose if you are inserting wrong PIN number, I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking ATM card only. If you're inserting wrong PIN number, how many times the option will be provided for your particular card?
Yeah, they do have actually number of attempts. If you
How many?
exceed those
How
number
many?
of attempts, then it's gonna block you.
Exactly. How many?
It could be three.
Very good. That is called a
Mhm.
still transition. You are doing the process, but you don't
Mhm.
know how many times, how many scenarios of data will be provided. Yeah. See, state transit testing. Every software will have various possible states. The state of application changes from one to another based on the user actions. State transition testing is helpful to derive and prevent testing in order to cover all the possible states without inserting the data. I insert the card, ask for the PIN. If it is valid, If it is valid, enter the PIN first to try. If it is valid, PIN OK, access the account. Otherwise, invalid the PIN means the data what you said is invalid. Try another thing. If it is valid, enter the access to the account. Otherwise, third try. Even though if a third try is also not possible to insert, then what happens? Eat the card.
The
Block the
yeah.
card on that particular
Mm-hmm.
day. This type
Mm-hmm.
of scenario is called as state transition testing.
Okay.
Okay, this is called as state transition testing. So equivalence class, boundary value, decision table, state transition, and error guessing. Okay, so study this first. I will going to explain you. Okay, clearly I said about CP also boundary value analysis, decision
Uh-huh.
table. This is called a decision table. OTP match, sufficient money in the account based on the executable actions and the conditions. We can go for decision table transaction procedures. State transition, state how
Mm-hmm.
many number of attempts should be involved for a particular application between the scenarios. We do this state transition, then error guessing. So error guessing is very important crucial role. So suppose who will find out the errors properly?
The tester.
First, listen the question correctly. Who will find out the defects properly?
The user.
Who is the user?
At the testing stage, it's the tester who is using it.
Very
But in the
good.
real scenario, it's the customer who's using it.
No, I'm not asking in the real scenario. I'm
Oh,
asking during development, who is the person to identify the clear defects if the time doesn't permit? Remember,
Um,
listen carefully first. If time doesn't permit, if there is no
mhm.
sufficient time to test, who is the person to properly identify the critical defects?
Would it be the developer then?
No. See, developer will do only the developing part. They doesn't even involve in testing part.
Mhm.
I'm asking once again, who is the person to defect to find out defect if the testing as there is no sufficient time to test. If there is no
Mhm.
sufficient time to test, who is the person to identify critical defect?
Then it's going to be the tester only based on their experience in the past,
Very good.
how they've
Very
been.
good. Yeah. You said no, based on the experience. That is the
Mhm.
answer. That is the answer.
Mhm.
Not the test.
Mhm.
that doesn't contain the experience. Based might be a senior testing engineer or a lead who will have much more domain knowledge of a particular application. They will analyze and estimate the defects. In this scenario, might have a chance to find out the defect.
Mhm.
Based on the assumption, they will focus on validating the application task. That is called as error guessing. With having a prior experience, we can focus on analyzing the defects to the particular application. Who will do this means lead basically or senior testing engineer. Those will be going to involved in preparing of these functionalities. It's clear? Yeah. Hello.
Yes, yes, it is clear.
Yeah. Fine. This is called as error guessing. And finally, we have use case type of testing. If the valid software and the developer use cases will be covered with respect of UML diagrams, and there is a normal flow, alternate flow, and a error guessing flow. This based on three flows. We will implement the use case based test cases. Normal flow
Mhm.
means sometimes if there's a user ID and username, according to username we can log in. According to user ID also we can log in. That is normal and alternate flow. Exception flow means whenever the data is given native data, it should display it or throws a pop-up message saying that particular field is invalid. It should be meaningful error state. The two. Okay, if it is not provided, it is not a normal type of a use case flow. Okay, that should be covered in the application during testing. Okay, so this is all about test case life cycle process. And this step, this thing I already covered. Okay, it's already covered. Okay, this thing should be provided the next session. So tomorrow also we have same concept, test life cycle, software test life cycle. So study this. I will give few minutes. Study
Mhm.
this, check it out, and explain me what exactly it is. I will give 5 minutes time, 5 to 10 minutes. Please check it. What exactly this is.
So basically, based on what's given here, the test planning,
Test planning.
then
The
we have
manager will be
analysis.
involved. Manager
Yeah.
will be involved. He will going to prepare strategy and test plans.
So basically, it's
Analysis.
the entire division of like on one side, it's telling us the team members, like the roles. The test
Exactly.
manager, he's gonna do the test planning, and
Yeah.
uh, uh, this is
Okay.
like the key responsibilities of the team member, what they are gonna do exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So first study this. I will ask this once again. I will ask to repeat it. Now see glance.
Which one?
Yeah, this total one. See once. I will
Mm-hmm.
come back within few minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Once I check it out. These are the designations. These are the documents. These are the phases.
Mhm.
Check it out. I will come back within few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Yep.
Okay. Now tell me what is meant by test plan.
You have a lot of background noise, Shiva.
Pardon? Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's a
Just
lot of background noise. So you said, what is the test plan?
yeah. I said what is meant by a test plan.
Test plan is like basically the different steps, like where we what to test, how to test, who to test, when to test.
Okay. Fine. What is meant by test bed?
A test bed is basically it provides us the it's a part of the test environment.
Good. What is meant by
And
milestone?
I'm sorry, meant by what?
Milestone.
Oh, milestone.
Hmm.
Milestone is basically when we have like everything together, where we had like table, we do the test planning, then we do the designing of the test cases, then we how we implement them, how we
Only.
execute
Oh,
them.
yeah. How much time it takes place that should be prepared.
Right, with like everything given in there, the timelines, when are we going to start it, when are we going to end it.
What is meant by tester designs technique? What are the tester design techniques?
Test design techniques are basically the methods that we create to test to make the test cases so that we can check the functionality, the security and usability of any application.
Okay. See, how many types of tester design techniques are there?
We just did them today. I actually did it in a little form. Bed B is for the boundary value analysis.
Very good.
E E is for equivalence partitioning.
Yeah, equivalent class partitioning. Very
Yeah,
good.
and then BED, D decision table testing.
Very good.
And
State
then
transition testing, error
yeah,
guessing.
state transition embed. Yeah, BEDS. Okay.
Okay,
And error guessing.
yeah, okay. What is meant by retesting and regression testing?
Retesting is basically when the tester initially tests like a software or the application, and the defects or the bugs are found, they are sent back to the developer. So the developer fixes those defects and sends them back to the tester for retesting.
Mhm. What is meant by regression testing?
Uh, Regression testing basically is when we, like I just said, when we are doing the retesting or the testing, it should not affect the total functionality of the application. Like if we are changing something, it does not mean that it should break
Yeah.
whatever has been
Only-
done earlier.
Exactly. The remaining
Mm.
functions also should be tested. Okay, and that apart from that, if there's any new enhancement features are added, that should also be focused. This is called as regression testing. And finally, when the justified by the project manager, test lead, test manager, everybody, then
Mm-hmm.
we go for UAT testing. After completion of UAT testing, including canines, so they will confirm it, and finally summary reports are prepared. After that, the particular application is dumped into the server location during client people. After that, stakeholder needs, according to stakeholder needs, the product will be launched in the market. This is total activities concerned the STLC process. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is all about testing part.
Mm-hmm.
STLC part. This is called as STLC.
SPM. Mm-hmm.
So we have to know all these things. Then only
Okay.
it is possible to understand clearly according
Mm-hmm.
to the specifications what we learned today. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what are we going to do tomorrow now?
So tomorrow I will be going to teach you how many types of testings are available in the market.
Okay.
Okay, in real scenarios, uh, basically how many testing types will be done with respect of functional validation. That I will teach you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So send me the time, even if you
so
want to do it like a little early, I can do it.
yeah. Otherwise, at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, just send me a message confirming it.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Wait. Did you got all links?
No,
Up to how many links you got? How many recordings? Hello.
three only. I never got anything after that.
After that, huh? Okay. I will check
Mhm.
it out. I will tell to her. Okay, Liz?
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Shiva. Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you.